Hello everyone, Amy Hetrick here. I am back for the new year. I got kind of sick over Christmas, and so that's kind of like put me on a journey the last few weeks, so that's why I haven't been on YouTube. My voice has been kind of weird, but anyway, I thought I'd do a little bit of a different video for you just because I was sick. I ended up with COVID, and in true fashion for me, I get like the long COVID symptoms where it lasts a long time because I have other underlying health issues. So what I wanted to talk about is how you can still create even when you are sick, and that having an art practice all the time is actually really good for you. It's really good for your nervous system, which is how I keep my chronic illness at bay, is by having a regulated nervous system, and I do that a lot through my art. But when I am sick, that can totally change. So I wanted to discuss today some of the quick, easy ways that I can still be creative, but while I am recovering from illness, and how I can still kind of be productive and fill that need. And it's good for anybody. Like, sometimes you have days where you're just tired or you didn't sleep well. But how can you still be creative and fill that? Like, for me, it's like a void. It's like I think that a true artist, you wake up and you just have that not undesirable, wrong word, that just indescribable feeling of you got to create something. So I like to do that even when I'm sick, when I'm feeling well, anytime really. But I'm not quite as productive as when I am normally, but you can still create and do things, and I'll show you how to do that in this video. And I'm going to show you some of my art that I've been doing while I'm sick, and sometimes I have some really crazy color combinations, especially if I'm on medicine, like Dayquil and stuff, like makes me have some really wild color conversations. So I'm going to bring you along and show you what I've been working on. I hope you enjoy this interesting video. I'm hoping to get back into some tutorials in the new year. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see from my channel. I'm totally interested in hearing what you have to say. So I thought I'd start off by showing you some of the things that I have been doing while I have been sick, because I would go absolutely crazy if I didn't create. Even if I wasn't feeling good, I would just go nuts, and that would make things worse. So my family knows this about me, and so if they see that I'm feeling off or kind of in a mood, they'll be like, maybe you should go to your studio. So this is what I do, and what I do is I'll just focus mainly on sketchbooks. And because sketchbooks are easy for me, I don't have to find all my materials. My sketchbooks are usually in a stack, and so they're easy to get to. And as you can see, when I'm sick, I don't worry about having anything perfect. I just kind of get things down. I will find photos on, Pinterest or things, and just references, and I just play. I just do anything to play, and that helps me grow and makes me feel productive if I'm improving my skills. And you can only improve your skills by actually doing the work. And sometimes you have bad days, like I don't know what happened here, but I don't really care for it, but I'm not going to stress over it. Just turn the page into something better. And I just work in my sketchbook. Just show you quickly. So one of my things I wanted to do this year was like just work on different subjects in birds. So I've been on kind of like this bird kick. So I've been doing owls, any kind of birds, and I'm also working on like color mixing. I have a goal of painting this year, improving my painting. So I'm not very good at color mixing. It's not supernatural to me, so I've been working on that. So I practice that in my sketchbook. And I do it super quick, most of my art sessions are as long as I can handle it, and I can sometimes work on a full spread. I could be working on it all day, just depending on my energy levels. I just do, and you can see that this is I've been sick since before Christmas, and so this spans that time until now. I love this bird. If you've never looked up a northern cockatoo, he is hysterical. You've got to look him up because he is a really interesting bird. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So like I said, I just get in my sketchbook and I just play around and just do what feels good for the day. Work on my skills. I've been working on like snow, trying to figure out how to capture snow on trees and stuff. So I've been doing that. More birds. More birds. There's a geese. I love geese. They're so cool. Barn owl. And then I think that was yesterday, and that's the end of that. So what I want to talk about next is kind of like my tips on how to create even when you're sick. So my number one tip is to have a comfy setup. Like when you're sick, you feel, you gotta be comfy. So I always wear like comfy clothes. I have a heating pad that I sit on. My chronic illness that I have, I get pelvic pain, so I have a heating pad, and so that keeps that feeling good when I'm sick. And so I have that, and I just have an easy setup. I have my easel, I have all of my art supplies ready to go, like and just have it comfortable. And sometimes on my really worst days, I will come to, I have a bed over here. Let's see if I can show you that. I have a bed over here, and I kind of make myself a little place where I'll just I have a little lap desk, and I'll take my sketchbook and then maybe just a watercolor palette and a water brush, and go where it's comfortable. If I feel like I can't even sit up in a chair, I'll just do it on the bed, and I'm still creating and reaching goals and improving even then. So that's step number one, is to be comfy and have a comfy setup, because if you're not comfortable, you're not going to want to do it. The second thing is to keep your materials simple. Like, this is not the time to get out all the art supplies, because if you cannot get in and out quickly when you're not feeling well, you're not going to want to do it, and you're just going to, if you have a big cleanup, that's my thing. If there's a big cleanup, that's why I don't typically like painting with like things that I have to wash my brushes and all of that. I'm getting better at doing that, but I want an easy cleanup. So what has worked for me in my sketchbook and stuff is I have a watercolor and gouache combination palette right here. So it's real simple. So all I need for that is this, and my thing for my water, and brushes. And I have everything is ready to go. If you have all your supplies ready to go, you're gonna want to do that. And then I also have the tendency, I like to draw over top. So I always have my color pencils. So super simple supplies. That's the thing, is you got to have super simple, easy. Even on my worst days, sometimes I'll just have a pencil. And if I know that that's all I can do when I'm really sick, especially if I have like a fever or something like that, all I can manage is just a pencil. And that's okay. And that works. Okay. And then the next tip, to be creative when you're sick, and also to be productive if you're a working artist like me. If you're trying to do this for a living, this is what you do outside of being a mom and homeschooler and all that, is to make smaller goals. I still want to do work for my business, but I know that during this season of being sick, and I know it can last a few weeks, that I got to make smaller goals. So my goal for me, for the new year, is to work on my acrylic painting skills. So in order to do that, I was like, that's another thing that can be messy. And so what I have found is I have a very small little palette of paints. So it's very easy. All my paints, I keep a simple palette, doesn't have a lot of colors, so it doesn't overwhelm me. And again, my water and all that. And then I've been doing mini paintings. I've been telling myself, okay, try to do one mini painting that I can sell later down the road so I still feel productive. One mini painting a day if I can. Try to do like the 5 work days of the week, you know, and give myself a break on the weekend or catch up if I need to or whatever. So I have been doing that, and also I've been trying to give myself a small goal of improving on things that I don't necessarily know how to do, and like in this case is birds. I've never really drawn a whole lot of birds other than like owls, because I have a thing for owls. So that's what I've been doing. So I did like, here's a bluebird, goldfinch, here's a robin, and that was really fun. These little small little projects just really made me happy because they were small. They're only like 4 by 4. So they were super quick to complete, and they made me happy, which made me feel better. Whenever you're happy, you just tend to feel better. It makes, you know, those pesky symptoms that you have better. So that's what I did, I made small goals of some mini paintings, and I'm trying to work in series this year to just kind of force myself to learn things that, you know, I haven't learned before really. So that's what I am working on. So setting up smaller goals. And the other thing is, you know, give yourself lots of grace. You're going to have days where you're not going to create well because your head is foggy and you're just, especially if you're on cold meds. This is a funny thing. Whenever I have to take like Dayquil, I don't know what it is with me. I don't know if you're the same way, but I am just like in another world, dimension. I don't know what it is, but I can create some very interesting things. You never know. Like this, I pulled this out because I remember doing this. This was in 2018 in my art journal, and I ended up titling it Ode to Dayquil. And I wrote on here, I said, when hopped up on cold meds, art can get colorful. And I like to write in my journal sometimes, especially if I go back and look at it and I'm like, wow, I like to document it. It's kind of fun. It says, I was really sick the day I did this. When looking at it the following day, I was like, whoa, need to lay off the cold meds, Picasso, because this is not if you know me for a while, this is not my normal style. Like, she is pretty crazy with some wild colors. Normally I'm more on the neutral, like earth tone type colors and more natural colors you'd find in nature, not these like crazy colors. And I found that this time, I think it's in a couple other sketchbooks, I just tend to end up going with a lot brighter colors than I normally do if I'm on medicine. But anyway, side note, that's kind of fun. And then the last tip is just allow for rest. You know, there's times that you just need to take a break, and that's okay. And like I said, when I know that I need rest, that's what's so handy about having a bed in my studio. I mean, my husband's tried to talk me into taking the bed out because it would give me more space to work. But when I am not well, I'll just sit there and work a little bit, go and rest a little bit, work a little bit, go and rest a little bit. And that works for me. And so I hope this was helpful. I'm going to show you a little bit how I'll create in my sketchbook, just something fun for you to watch in case you're interested. But I hope that these tips are helpful for you, and I pray that you don't get sick, but if you do and you still want to create, you still can, and hopefully these tips help you with that. Okay, so one of the things that one of my many goals is to work on birds. So I started doing this bird challenge that I saw another artist, Bunky Mintaka, she's a really cool artist if you want to check her out, she does called Burb Fest, and does a different bird each day, and they're birds that I've never heard of before. So I thought that's interesting. And today's, show you how I work at it, is a Wyandotte chicken. Like, what? I've never heard of this chicken, but he is gorgeous. So actually this one is a silver laced Wyandotte rooster, so I thought I'd work it out here. So what I like to do is I like to sketch kind of roughly first, kind of warm up, and then I'll do a more like final illustration. And I still like to stay true to myself and keep it in a very loose, illustrative, kind of cartoony style. So let's see how it goes. Let's see, I'll start with, he's got this little beak. Give him some round eyes. He's got, what are they called in roosters? Are they, I know in like turkeys they're like wattles. I don't know if that's what they're called. I didn't allow myself enough room. Okay, there's a lot of feathers here. Really feathery. He's got some very cool markings, which are really neat. There's his leg. I'm watching my image over here in case you're wondering what I'm doing. There's legs, got some brass. Made him a little bigger than I was normally going to. I might actually come back and paint him because I kind of like how he's turning out already. Okay, his little tail, he's got a lot of tail feathers. So I'm going to kind of block those in. Got some cool little stripes here. You've got his big old little bum over here. This little bum. He's cute. Okay. And these are some. Okay, so just really rough, and again, like I try to keep it, you know, pretty loose and quickly in my sketchbook. I want to, that's the kind of artist that I am. I like to keep things loose. I'm not going for super realistic style, obviously. That is not my style. Okay, so now I'm going to, it would be helpful if I had some water to work with in watercolors. I haven't filled up my water thing yet today. Alright. I always kind of take a spray bottle and spray my watercolors, kind of wake them up for the day. Let's see, I like to grab cheap brushes. I like cheap brushes. I just like that they give you looser marks. So I'm just going to do this real quickly. Like when I'm in my sketchbook, I'm not trying to have a completed thing. Like when I do my mini paintings, I take my time a little bit more. But so I'm going to add some red for the, whatever we are deciding this is. If anybody knows the real names of chickens, I don't really know chickens all that well. Let me know. I don't know what this thing is called. Probably has something technical, but I don't know. And then the rest of him is like all dark with these like silver spots. So I actually have a silver paint. I'm wondering if it's going to even show up on camera. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the dark first, and then I'm going to do the light on top of it. See if that'll work. Hopefully it will. So I'm just going to quickly paint the darks. I'm going to leave some of the spots so that it shows up. Because with watercolor, you have to kind of use the paper as your lights. It's hard to get, even when you use white gouache, it's hard to get that really white. So I leave space for the paper to be the lighter colors, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. So that's what I'm doing. Just do really quick and loose. So fun. Oh, dipped into the wrong color. Hello. Doesn't matter. Okay. Alright, and then he's got, this is all like very silvery, so I'm going to leave space for the silver. Gonna do his eyes. And I love these hog bristle brushes because it gives you such neat loose marks. I like that. Not everybody likes that, but that's okay. That's what makes us unique. God makes us all different to like different things, but you should always be yourself. It's good to know that about yourself. These are some really dark black feathers back here. Looks like they have a little bit of a green tint to them too, which is really cool. Chickens are neat. They have some really cool markings on there. Some chickens are just really neat. I've often thought about owning chickens, especially the price of eggs lately. Good gracious, I'm like, I wonder if it would be cheaper for me to have my own chickens. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you have thoughts on that. So I'm going to add a little bit of green because it might not show up. There's a little bit of green shimmer on those feathers, so I'm going to add a little bit of green. Okay. I'm going to add some, he's in the grass, so he's in this bright green grass. One thing I have learned, it's a good way to make green is yellow, like a lemon yellow if I want a bright green, and just a touch of ivory black. Believe it or not, it makes a really good green. I know usually it's blue and green that makes, blue and yellow makes green, but I have found the green and, or black, I can't talk. This is one of the things that happens when you're sick, because your brain leaves the building. Okay. Alright, and I'm going to just do real quick. Isn't it fun to paint grass? I just go real quick in here. Woo! That's so fun. So fun. Makes me happy. Happy grass. Makes me feel like Bob Ross. Like his little happy little clouds, happy little trees, happy little grass, happy little chicken. Or rooster. I think this is a rooster. Alright. And his legs are yellow. Legs and beak are yellows. And I'll put just a quick little yellow there, yellow on the beak. Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to try to see if I can add that silver, because I love the metallic, but it doesn't always show up in paintings. Actually, I'm going to pause and I'm going to take the time to dry it so that my colors don't bleed. Okay, now I'm going to go back. It's all dry now. I'm going to put the silver on it. My daughter actually bought me this color last year. She was like, I thought you would like this silver. And, oh, that actually looks pretty. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but that's really pretty. Perfect for the name of the silver lace Wyandotte. Apparently there's the Wyandotte chicken, there's all kinds of different variations of it, but this one happens to be the silver laced one, which is kind of cool. I just liked his markings. So I'm just adding that, and then he's got some of these feathers are up here. They almost look like they have a what are those things called where like you see almost like the fur coat, the fur trim. That's what this reminds me of. It's like thick and fluffy. Looks like it would be comfortable. Maybe it's hot. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a chicken. Okay. I'm almost done with this. Add that. So cool. Okay, and then I do one last step. I like to go back and add some marks. So I'm going to stop and dry this real quick so I can do that step. Okay, and I'm going to come back with the pencil and just darken some of these lines a little bit that kind of got covered with paint. Because I just love making marks. That's what drawing is. It's making marks. So just just add some texture. And these Luminance colored pencils by Caran d'Ache are really great for going over paint. It's really nice. I didn't need a whole lot, and then I always sign it. And with the date. I can go back, because sometimes my sketchbooks span quite a long time. So I like to date it. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this little process of what I do. I am starting to feel better, thank goodness. So hopefully I'll be back into making some more tutorials and different videos. But I thought while I was sick that this was appropriate, and maybe it's useful for you. I hope you have a great week. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Simple setup. There's my reference photo. There's my chicken.